Okay, so let's do the exercise plotting geometric random variables. So before we start, let's just think about what we want to do. We want to make a plot where the bottom is just going to be the numbers from 1 to 100, and then each of the y values is going to be a different random variable that we create using a geometric random variable here. So we're going to need two arrays. So we'll call them indices, and we'll make that a linspace function so we can do it from 1 to 100. So that's just the numbers between 1 and 100. So minimum point 1, maximum point 100, and then there's 100 different points. And then we're going to have another array called random variables. And that's going to be just a normal array with 100 zeros inside it. We can assign those later when we make our function. So there's loads of different ways to do the geometric function. The way I do it is I set a equal to 1. I make a random uniform between 0 and 1. I'll call that b. And then I use a while loop. So while b is less than p, so when b is successful, basically, we're going to let a equal to a plus 1. And then change what the b is. So change b to a different random number between 0 and 1. Then when that loop finishes, we can return a with just the number of successful tries that we had. And we make sure that we're going to put the for loop underneath this prob here, because we're going to be using this variable. And if we put it beforehand and we say prob, they're not going to know what it is. So we're going to go for I in range 100, or you could say len indices or something. Random variables I is going to be equal to geometric, so our function, with prob as the input. So that's just going to do a random variable with 0.5 as the input, and that'll do that over 100 times. So when we run it, it should all work out well. You'll see on the plot then that it'll just give you, nothing would go much higher than 14 or 16. So if you get that graph, you know you're right. So yeah, hopefully that helps.